Have you ever noticed how being broke doesn't just empty your wallet, it empties your mind too? You feel stuck, trapped, like the walls are closing in, and every small decision suddenly feels like a life or death situation. But here's the shocking part. Science says being broke can actually rewire your brain. Not metaphorically, literally. Today we're focusing on the hidden psychological effects of being broke. How it changes the way you think, feel, and even how long you live. Stick with me until the end, because what you'll discover might change how you see yourself and money forever. Part 1. Why being broke feels like carrying the world on your back. Being broke isn't just about not having cash. It's about waking up every day with this invisible weight pressing down on you. Psychologists call it cognitive load. Basically, when you're broke, your brain spends so much energy worrying about survival, rent, food, bills, that you've got little left for anything else. A study from Princeton University found that poverty can reduce your cognitive capacity by as much as 13 IQ points. That's like losing a whole night of sleep every single day, just because you're stressed about money. Think about that for a moment. Being broke makes it harder to plan, harder to focus, and harder to escape the very cycle you're stuck in. Part 2. The brain on money stress. Here's the thing about money stress. It doesn't just stay in your head. It shows up in your body too. Cortisol, the stress hormone, skyrockets when you're broke. And constant high cortisol? It messes with your memory, your sleep, and even your ability to regulate emotions. How often do you notice how small arguments feel bigger when you're broke? Or how decisions that should be simple, like what to eat, suddenly feel overwhelming? That's not you being weak. That's your brain being hijacked by survival mode. Part 3. The silent shame. No one talks about. Here's something we don't say out loud enough. Being broke is embarrassing. Not because you're lazy, not because you're irresponsible, but because society makes you feel like you've failed. Psychologists call this status anxiety. You start comparing yourself to others. The friend with the new car, the neighbor with the perfect house, the colleague who seems to have it all. And here's the truth. A study in the journal Social Science and Medicine found that financial strain is more strongly linked to depression than even job strain or relationship stress. In other words, money problems hurt deeper than heartbreak. Part 4. The myth of just work harder. Let's pause here for a while and ponder. How many times have you heard the phrase, if you're broke, just work harder? But here's what most people don't realize. Working harder isn't the same as escaping poverty. When you're broke, you often end up working longer hours, in lower-paying jobs with less security. It's not a ladder up, it's a treadmill. And research from the American Psychological Association shows that people in financial hardship are more likely to suffer from chronic anxiety, depression, and even physical illness, making it even harder to break out. You see the cycle? Broke is equal to stress, stress is equal to illness, illness is equal to less opportunity, and broke again. Part 5. The scarcity mindset. Your brain's survival mode. Let's get further into the neuroscience, because this is where the story takes a wild turn. Researchers at Princeton and Harvard gave this phenomenon a name, the scarcity mindset. Think of your brain's processing power like a computer. You have a certain amount of RAM, a certain amount of bandwidth for focus, for problem solving, for making good decisions. When you are constantly fixated on a lack of money, that bill, that overdraft fee, that how am I going to make it thought, it's like a single program starts hogging all your bandwidth. It consumes your mental bandwidth and your cognitive capacity. This isn't a metaphor, it's a biological reality. The constant stress floods your system with cortisol. This is the psychological effect of financial stress in its rawest form. Your brain, in survival mode, shifts all its resources to the immediate threat, the scarcity. It's brilliant for short-term fires. Find $20 for gas now, but it's catastrophic for everything else. That's why you might forget a friend's birthday, poor cognitive function. Snap at your partner over nothing, eroded emotional control. Buy the cheap, unhealthy food instead of planning a nutritious meal. Tunneling on immediate cost, not long-term value. Feel too mentally drained to learn a new skill that could get you a better job. Depleted mental energy. Your brain is literally being hijacked. You're not making bad decisions because you're foolish. You're making them because your brain is overloaded. This is the mental burden of poverty that nobody talks about. Part 6. The hidden wisdom behind scarcity. With all fairness, let's not paint the picture all black. Being broke, as painful as it is, does teach something most people will never learn: resilience. When you've had to stretch a dollar until it screams, you develop creativity. When you've been overlooked, you learn empathy. When you've had nothing, even small wins feel like gold. In fact, researchers from the University of Chicago found that scarcity can truly sharpen short-term focus. It forces you to get resourceful, to see solutions others miss. Of course, that doesn't erase the pain, but it does mean you're learning survival skills that money can't buy. Part 7. How to protect your mind when you're broke. Meanwhile, here's the big question. If being broke hijacks your brain, how do you fight back? Start by doing the following. 1. Reframe the story. Stop seeing yourself as a failure. You're not bad with money. You're navigating one of the hardest psychological battles a human can face. 2. Micro wins matter. When everything feels overwhelming, shrink the game. Pay off $10, save $5. Cook at home once more this week. Tiny wins calm the brain. 3. Don't go alone. Shame keeps people silent, but connection breaks the spell. Whether it's a support group, therapy, or even a trusted friend, talk about it. 4. Learn, slowly but surely. Financial literacy is less about investing in stocks tomorrow. It's more about baby steps, understanding your spending, setting priorities, and refusing to be ruled by shame. Part 8. The hidden cost of silence. One of the saddest truths is this: people don't talk about the psychology of being broke enough. And when we stay silent, people suffer alone. Mental health declines, families fracture, dreams die quietly. But what if we started seeing money struggles not as a personal failure, but as a human experience? Because that's exactly what it is. Part 9. Shocking fact that might change how you see this forever. Did you know poverty can shorten your lifespan? According to a study published in The Lancet, people living in poverty can die up to 10 years earlier than those who are financially stable. 10 years. They become history. Gone. Not because they didn't care, not because they didn't work hard. It's simply because financial stress eats away at the body and the soul. So, when you're broke and you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world, it's because you really are. Closing thoughts. The rebellion of hope. Being broke messes with your brain, your health, your relationships, and your future. But here's the secret no one tells you. You are not broken. You're navigating a system designed to be tough, carrying scars that others can't see. And every time you get up, every time you push forward, you're proving something powerful. That your worth was never tied to your wallet in the first place. In other words, the next time you feel ashamed for being broke, remember this. It's not the end of your story. It's just a chapter. And sometimes the most powerful comebacks start in the darkest places. If this spoke directly to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And if you're ready to learn more about how psychology and money shape our lives, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Because this isn't just time to talk about money. It's time to reclaim your mind. And you can trust me, as always. You don't want to miss what's coming next.